Hi my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you for being on my channel. We are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to healing, understanding and transforming our life after narcissistic abuse. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why the narcissist will not give you closure. The one you're going to know about already, I'm sure, if you're here, which is the fact that they always like to leave a door open because they always want to be able to keep siphoning your energy. Now, if you haven't healed, they're still doing it in the psychic realms anyway and playing on your emotions in some way. I'm not laughing. It makes me so mad. But it's absolutely... It's one of the stickiest situations on the planet to get into. So many people writing to me and say, well, I'm financially bound and I'm in crisis. I've been there. They put you in traps. They have to put you in traps. They have to put you in traps because when you start waking up, you're not going to want to get away. They put you in. I went into terrible financial crisis because there was no easy way to do it and I just had to take it. I just had to move, right? But now I can teach you how to do it strong. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that you do that. It was terrible, but I was not having my life in that, and I had some tools which are at the time. Now I've got the tools, right? I can get you energetically strong, so when you leave, you'll be able to manifest. You'll be on point, right? And as I say, like in what I teach, leaving becomes a natural. It just becomes the natural next move. If you're in danger, you're always in danger of a narcissist, but you need to move straight away. But they always get you in sticky situations. They always do. I just built a credit rating in this country and then I got put in loads more debt for us, trusting someone who's incapable of being trusted. It's on me. I have to take responsibility for my things, but you don't see it coming with narcissists, or you're under a haze, so you start doing what they want. You're programmed, you're under a spell, which we're breaking here. So the most obvious one is because they want to keep the door open, because they know they'll do the normal thing that all narcissists do, which is they don't acknowledge that they've hurt you, or they'll give you a fake apology that's got no meaning, no true remorse. If you think about another human being that actually has got empathy, a human being, not a soul detached entity, you'd have been here. When you have to apologize to someone, it's actually a big deal. If you've done something wrong, most of us get very nervous, about apologizing. Like, we really want to do it. It's something that we really want to do. And we're scared because it means something. We know we've done something wrong. We want to be heard. We don't fight the other person to be heard. If we know we've wronged someone, we would want to apologize and say, gosh, I overlooked that. I didn't think properly. I hurt your feelings. I didn't think about it. I was being selfish. I am sorry I hurt you. One, it's important to us to apologize. 2, it's meaningful. You'll never get that from a narcissist. If you have to tell someone to apologize, it's not genuine, and you feel it, you know it. If they're saying, one of the narcissists I was with, he'd say that wasn't my intention. Yeah, I've had that from narcissists. My brother used to say, well, it was in the past. He'd steal from me, do weird things. And then when I realised what he'd done, I'd ask him if that was in the past. They've always got a way of deflecting it. Yeah. Or they'll say something where it will sound like the words to take accountability, but they're not showing any genuine thing. And any apology that doesn't follow, right, if it's about behaviour and they admit that they were wrong, isn't followed by a change of behaviour, is an act of manipulation. If I apologise to you and say, yeah, you know what I mean, I'm really sorry about that, and I won't do that again, but I've got no intention of not doing it again, it's just pure manipulation. They know full well. A narcissist is telling you they won't cheat while they're probably texting someone to cheat. That's how they are. They don't care about the truth. They don't tell the truth. And when you're strong in your energy and truth, not necessarily having to speak it, not fighting them, but you know it, they're going to carry away and run away from you. It's not about fighting in words. It's about energetic strength. And the strongest you can be energetically is in the truth. Another narcissist, the guy I was saying that was successful out here that I worked with for a while, when I walked out the door and saw exactly what it was, he was like, I don't lose people. I don't lose people. It's not an interesting response. I'm walking away. He's not saying, I'm sorry, I didn't behave right, blah, blah, blah. It's all about them. They've lost someone. Yeah? They are so jealous and bitter and spiteful. Yeah? When you succeed, when you heal, they're annoyed and jealous because their thing didn't work. That's why they start doing very vengeful things and trying to dismantle your life after you go, because according to them, you've got no right to leave, no right to thrive. They never wanted you to succeed, ever. My ex never wanted me to succeed, ever. He wanted me in traps. He wanted me bound, broken and burdened. I met him at a time when I was rebuilding my life and I was heavily traumatized. He didn't help me. He hated my success. He was jealous of any little thing. He could have done a million things. At the time, I guess my expectations were very low and I wasn't healed enough to see the truth in it. And by the time I did, I kept being traumatized and put in more traps. And he was a sneaky one, really big manipulator. But like, they all are, right? So it is keeping the door open. The second thing is, a lot of healing starts with clarity, right? The devil lives in confusion. The narcissist is doing this kind of work behind a mask. And so they want to keep you confused. The two big questions that they want you to stay in for the rest of your life are, is this a narcissist and will this person change? So even when you leave, they want you wondering if they've changed. They want you on that siphon. You've got to accept, if it's a narcissist, this is what it is. And whether or not they awaken or not, you do not wait for that. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. And spiritually, it's not good for your soul. You must detach, right? So, like I was saying, people were talking about God, but what I got, God will help you and work through you, but we have to take faith, and faith is only faith in him, faith in your religion, faith in a higher power, faith in what you believe in to move away. Faith is when I don't know how I'm going to make money, but I'm going to have to make it work. I'm going to pray, but I'm going to act. Yeah, God doesn't want you to be suffering on the planet, but sometimes we have to take moves in absolute faith. Is it going to be inconvenient when you walk out of a narcissist? Yeah, mine was extreme though. I mean, if I can walk out like that, then most people are much, like I said about the elephants, most people are not as bound as they think. They just don't know yet how it's going to work out. There's so much uncertainty. So you get energetically strong, you understand how to manifest, and you know that you're going to go into uncertainty, but you can have some plan. Yeah, my situation was absolutely extreme, which a lot of yours will be, right? But still, there's always a way. If you use the tools I teach you, there's always a way that will get shown to you, and there's much more you can do when you're energetically strong to see it and to plan it. But when you've got everything against you because you're not mentally and emotionally and energetically strong, that's the biggest problem. When you're able to take yourself back, you're much more solution orientated than when you're traumatized. When you're traumatized, you're just in panic, you're just in fear, you're just in overwhelm. So your mental capacity to be open, to be resourceful and flexible, it is already very difficult for you, right? And you've got sometimes withdrawal symptoms, emotional overwhelm, all things that get healed as we get strong and sovereign. If you want to join sovereign, you still can. So they want, the second reason is they want to delay your healing, because clarity is normally when we get very clear, then we can heal. If you met with a healthier partner and it was the end of the relationship and they said, look, I really do care about you still, but the attraction's just not there for me anymore. It would be sad, but it would ignite your grieving process. With the narcissist, they want you confused, and they want you to, there's so much mystery and illusion and BS in this relationship because they would have blamed you, whether in words or implied. Everything in this relationship is on icky undercurrents. It feels so gross. It is cosmic sewage in the universe. So they're putting undercurrents out there psychically, telepathically, energetically, which are always always making you question yourself. They're messing with your subconscious, planting programs which are forming your beliefs, actions and thoughts, and blocking your creativity and intuition to possibilities and your potential. If you feel sure about your potential to have something better, you wouldn't stay. You would take a chance. You'd get that faith by the horns, right? Or by the balls. So it's like God's there to help you. You've got to be ready to trust him when the time is right. So you'll take a leap of faith. That's the truth, right? So they want to not give you clarity, and they've also put these subconscious bugs in your system, literally viruses in your programming, your computer programming mind, to keep you kind of wondering if it's your fault, because you're being confused if you did something wrong for a lot of the time with a narcissist. So they want you, there's no closure, there's no clarity, and that keeps you kind of blaming yourself, wondering, because part of the subconscious programming they implant into you keeps you thinking, well, if I was better, if I was prettier, if I hadn't said that, if I'd handled that better. It keeps you ruminating on what you're doing wrong and absorbing they project on you all the emotions they should be feeling, like shame and guilt and insecurity and all the things that they should be feeling for their behavior, you're feeling at a deep level, right? They want you confused and questioning whether you've done something wrong, yeah, in relation to making the relationship not work. And so what that does is so that's the third thing. They delay your healing. And the third thing is they want you to keep blaming yourself, questioning if it's something to do with you, questioning what's wrong with you, questioning that, they'll throw that in your face. Like I was with a business partner that completely, that was the first real attack on me that left me. That's the first time round with nothing. It was terrible. I was living in a beautiful house out here before that. No, I was still enmeshed with narcissists, but I had a decent roof over my head. This guy, after being with him, goodness me, my life was detonated. They're totally reckless, totally irresponsible. They know what they're doing. I was a key prize. And he used to say to me, well, how can someone with a psychology degree get caught up with me? Well, I'm living now in an RV with him. He's leaving me in car parks all day in the middle of nowhere, no car. Sometimes I couldn't even pay my phone bill. I was doing some of my business development work, but the situation was absolutely out of this world. And again, I needed an out of this world solution, which was to work on my energy, which is what shifted it. I was in dire straits. This man was leaving me in a van. Luckily I had my dogs, but in the middle of fucking nowhere, you know what I mean? No phone signal, my computer broken. He was gonna, it's supposed to help me replace that. I did work for him. It was absolutely unbelievable. I'd lived in one of the nicest places out here, but when I met him, I had a decent home. You know what I mean? I trusted him. We went into business and life together. Very clever man. And part of his taunt was like, well, how could someone like you get caught up with someone like me? And you know about psychology. And that's what I didn't understand, why as a psychic, I couldn't connect to him. I was relying on logic and he was messing with my brain. This guy was very intelligent. He'd been doing this for years. He actually had my father's name in reverse. Right? That's something, I don't know what to make of that in the spiritual realm, but it was kind of like, it was basically, he was the one that opened my eyes to the whole thing in a big way. He had my dad's name in reverse, not my last name, but the first and middle name in reverse. Same, I've never seen that. When the day I saw that, because I knew him by a nickname, I went cold in the street because I never knew his full name. It was my father's exact name. I feel weird saying that, but it's true. It's an absolute truth. So that demon was working through certain entities. How does that even happen in the probability of the universe? I was being shown something, but it made sense of my whole life. It made sense of, that's when I actually, all balls dropped in terms of, I understood the relationship with my father. And there's no way I could deny it from that point. And that guy was the one that literally left me, that's the first time round, homeless and completely detonated after I had a decent life. Like, it wasn't in dire straits, and it was terrible. I got out of that and there was no way. But I stopped trying to fix my problem. I stopped trying to ask to be rescued. I started working on my energy field. I started channeling, I started healing, I started doing it differently. And everything I teach people, if you come in sovereign, there's energy work, clearings, activations, different things, right? We don't talk about narcissists in sovereign so much. We talk about you, and I give you energy work. That's what I did to get out of that. All right, my loves, any questions, let me know. Keep commenting. Please like, subscribe and share. Please keep commenting what you'd like more of, what your questions are, and I will feed it into the content overall. Lots of love. I'll speak to you soon.